Tony Abbott has raised relief efforts after the 2004 tsunami as one reason that Indonesia should spare the lives of 2 Australians on death row in Bali. In his strongest comments yet, Tony Abbott says he feels grievously let down by Indonesia. Like to Tim Lester in federal parliament. And Tim, if the government's language is this strong, do you think it might consider sanctions if the executions go ahead?
Good afternoon, Mel. Well, there have been some mixed messages on this front. Foreign Affairs Minister Julie Bishop says the government is not currently considering sanctions against Indonesia. Now, the Prime Minister certainly did not rule sanctions in, but he did say there would be an unambiguous message for Jakarta, adding that Australia just cannot ignore this kind of thing.
We will be letting Indonesia know in absolutely unambiguous terms that we feel grievously let down.
Tony Abbott visited the Gold Coast headquarters of child protection advocate Bravehearts to argue for new laws preserving phone and internet metadata. His sharpest rhetoric, though, was aimed directly at Jakarta.
We can't just ignore this kind of thing. If the perfectly reasonable representations that we are making to Indonesia are ignored by them.
The representations have so far failed to halt the planned executions by firing squad of Bali 9 leaders Andrew Chan and Mayuran Sukumaran.
There has been a delay, we understand, in the planning for the executions.
We can't get ahead of ourselves, but this is, in the most precious of issues, more time.
But Mr Abbott's comments were more pointed. The PM even raising Australia's billion-dollar relief effort in Indonesia after the 2004 tsunami and the naval helicopter crash during the effort in which 9 Australians died.
And Australians lost their lives in that campaign to help Indonesia. And I would say to the Indonesian people and the Indonesian government, we in Australia are always there to help you, and we hope that you might reciprocate in this way at this time.
Of course, Australia's relations with Indonesia run notoriously hot and cold. The PM now walks a fine line as he tries to stir some action from Jakarta, but not infuriate them. Mel?
All right, Tim Lester, live in Canberra. Thanks very much for joining us.